Hello, friends. I'm Ajoy Ashirwad, a journalist with The Wire in New Delhi. I visited Dayapuram a few years ago and was awestruck with the education initiative that is driven purely by honesty and integrity. I must say, all of you who are enrolled there or have passed out from the institution are extremely lucky. You should be proud. Having got an opportunity to speak with you, I'm reminded today of my own student days. So I feel the urge to address you as one who went through, I guess, a similar set of joys, sorrows, anxieties, and problems. Today, I will not address you as a professional, but as one who has lived a life not very different from yours. I want to share with you snippets from my life which have made me the person I am today. I have been working in Delhi for the past several years, but I finished my school in a small eastern India town. The town was in an industrial belt known for its big public sector units. We lived in a well appointed township and had a wonderful life. By wonderful, I don't mean to say that I had no worries or difficulties or problems. I had a fair share of those, but overall, I lived in an environment in which I felt loved. But on the other hand, we did not have much idea about our strengths, while we were groomed to almost always amplify our weaknesses. We were all caught in a race. We were always racing against something or someone, and as a result, I and my peers felt under some sort of pressure which needed to be addressed all the time. More often than not, children grew up confused and under the pressure of performing well. While they may have liked to do different things, their environment forced them to do something which would ensure them stability and security. We never had the time to reflect on what we wanted to do, how we wanted to live our lives. We were in a sort of cage which we were not allowed to explore, where we were not allowed to explore our creative side or any other side beyond the limits of what was permitted. Don't get me wrong. What I mean to say is that all of us were free to pursue our interests outside our course curriculum. But given the circumstances, we never took them seriously. Our creative and political consciousness could never emerge out of that proverbial well. As was the trend back then, like many others, I was also expected to join an engineering or a medical school after my plus two. It was almost a given for every other student in my township. To think of something else was seen with contempt, with your uncles and aunties constantly trying to dissuade you from pursuing your own interests. So I took up science despite my natural urge to study humanities. I neither performed too well nor too bad. I took engineering and medical entrance tests but miserably failed. In the 2 years, I knew it would need a special resolve to crack these tests in which I had absolutely no interest whatsoever. But this period gave me a little time to stand for myself, to be able to tell my folks that I wanted to pursue humanities. I came to Delhi University after that to study history. I immediately took a special liking towards the subject. It opened my world. I could think beyond my immediate world, and I was privileged enough to be in a university system that followed an annual examination system. That gave us ample time to reflect on issues, subjects, and probe whatever was happening around us in a much deeper way than we usually thought. Our course had its own syllabus, but what you learned from professional history writing is much more than dates, times, period, or historical events. It refined our understanding. It taught us that there is always a background, a context to whatever we see around us. It taught us how to be sensitive to people, to events, to injustices across the world. More importantly, it shaped me. The events in history taught me to respect people without judging them immediately. History taught me to put things in a perspective. I came to know that there are various ways of seeing a certain event or an episode. I could see that women contributed to our history as much as men did, although women in our world are never made to feel the same. I saw how marginalized communities, merely by the sheer grit and resolve, made a mark. I saw how small events went on to make momentous changes in our society. I could finally make sense of the world in an enlightening way. I had engaged with the working class people constantly in my childhood in the PSU city that I lived, but never bothered to look deeper into their lives and how they navigated a world full of prejudices against them. They were there in our middle class lives, but yet remained invisible. It was as if their struggles were not important enough compared to ours. But history taught me to look beyond myself. It taught me that there are times that you need to bring yourself to the center of the story, and there are other people. It taught me that there are times that you need not bring yourself to the center of the story, and there are other people, other things that need your attention more. It was an empowering feeling from a student who was trained to always be part of an unending race, which changed from time to time, of course. I became a person, at least that is what I think, from a student who was trained to always be a part of an unending race, which that race, of course, changed from time to time. But I became a person after studying history who values knowledge more than success. I just wished that every one of you here finds her own history. What history did to me, may you all find your own anchor. We are interacting at a time when the world has been torn apart by a deadly virus, impacting our lives in an unprecedented way. There is uncertainty in almost everything. All of us are anxious, the virus making our lives even more uncertain. I have a very hectic schedule in my daily life, always trying to balance work and personal life. But working from home also gave me yet another chance to reflect about things that I had ignored in my busy life. All of you are perhaps stuck in a moment where you are perhaps facing some kind of uncertainty, wondering what you would do, what would be your future. I just want to say that while normal routine may have derailed because of the virus, this also brings to all of us an opportunity to reflect, to think, to pursue some of our interests, not as stereotypical steps to ensure some sort of success, but to nourish a part of ourselves that is not driven by dominant consumerist materialistic worldview. Believe me, in this fast paced digital world, we may not get a similar opportunity again. I'm sure you all will enjoy every little bit of that experience. You know, I had this wonderful experience recently. I was getting some repair work done in my house. There were days when masons, painters, plumbers, electricians would all gather together to do something or the other in my house. The way they interacted amongst each other was such a lovely break from so many people we meet in our daily lives. As I said, these skilled work, the way they interacted amongst each other was such a lovely break from so many experiences that we have in our daily lives. As I said, these skilled workers are there in our lives, but we never bother to think about them. Each of them would address each other so respectfully, and which was such a lovely break. Most of them were migrant workers from UP and Bihar. A plumber would call the mason Mistri ji, while the mason would address him back as Plumber ji. The middle classes and the rich may see this section of workers merely as service providers, but it was heartening to see that the workers shared such a respectful and loving relationship despite the fact that did not know each other and had met each other only in my house. Through the long day, they would work relentless to finish work with great finesse, but kept their calm intact. They shared joyous conversations, cracked jokes, and effortlessly finished their work. At the end of the day, they would get their meager daily wage and happily return to their homes. There's nothing extraordinary about this story, right? But it was lovely for me to experience their multi layered lives. In the life I had, you barely take out time to see the working class so closely. The humane interactions bereft of any self indulgence or a profit motive that you see everywhere around you took away a bit of my large set of anxieties. At least for a day, interacting with them and their lovely interactions gave me joy. All of you will constantly find yourself in situations where too many strings are pulling you towards different directions. In such times, relishing such moments where things are not about you are indeed joyous. They bring a lot of comfort. In my case, it is history which taught me to see things in an empathetic way. Your experience will be different from mine, I know. You will find something that will drive you. Use this time to find it. Don't let temporary setbacks and social pressure get to you. I'm sure all of you will do very well. All I want to say is that studies empower you in ways you may not have imagined before. Break the rote learning system yourself. Don't go hankering for success alone. You could see mine is not an extraordinary life. It is as ordinary as it gets. But I'm happy that I could do something with it which is not entirely self centered. So find an independent path for yourself, find an oasis for yourself. Let the notions of justice and equality drive you. Take my word, you will feel lighter and nicer about yourself. My best wishes to all of you. Thank you.